I went back and forth about whether to cover this next story, and I decided to ultimately. And there's a few points I want to make because there are kind of some bad takes coming from this story. So the story that has surfaced is, hey, Trump's finances are collapsing. Well, what's the evidence? Well, Forbes has this list of the richest 400 Americans that they publish, and Donald Trump is off the list for the first time in a really, really, really long time. So Donald Trump's financial situation is suffering. The article on Forbes says Donald Trump is worth an estimated $2.5 billion, leaving him $400 million short of the cutoff to make this year's Forbes 400 list of America's richest people. The real estate mogul is just as wealthy as he was a year ago when he was number 339 on the ranking, but he's down $600 million since the start of the pandemic. Tech stocks, cryptos, and other assets have thrived in the COVID era, but big city properties, making up the bulk of Trump's fortune, have languished, knocking the former president out of the nation's most exclusive club. They have this chart showing Trump's ranking in terms of wealth. And there was a point in the late 90s, rather, where Trump was like roughly in the top 100 wealthiest. Then in the early 2000s, he kind of got up close to the 50th wealthiest. And then it's been declining since 2015. So there's a few different things here that I think are important because there's some confusion about sort of what this means. We have to balance. On the one hand, it really shouldn't be insanely profitable to be president. Now, every president is going to get, at this point, they're going to get a nice book deal at minimum for sure. But remember that Donald Trump still made $1.6 billion over the 4 years that he was president. Now, he said he was going to be out of his businesses, blind trust, even though he didn't really understand what that is, the big presentation with a stack of paper that was legal paper that we don't even know what it did. He made a killing during his presidency. So did his children. Trump still made $1.6 billion during his 4 years. At the same time, the presidency did some damage to Trump's brand. I mean, there's probably close to half the country on principle wouldn't go to a Trump hotel at this point in time. And so Trump's still filthy rich. He's just not quite as rich relative to this group of the richest Americans. Remember, he's still as wealthy as he was a year ago in terms of dollars. But because Trump is real estate heavy and a lot of these other rich people are more diversified, cryptos, stocks, other things, Trump in ranking has fallen behind. So a lot of people are wanting to take just like a black and white view. Oh, so, well, if he's no longer in the richest 400, clearly he didn't rape and pillage for his personal wealth while he was president. Well, no, he benefited greatly from being president, foreign dignitaries coming and staying at his hotels in order to ingratiate themselves with him, etc. He still made $1.6 billion during his presidency. His kids made a ton of money, despite being sort of loosely or less loosely associated with the administration. I don't need the guy to be poor, but let's not allow him, importantly, to skirt responsibility and the due process of others because he's rich when it comes to saying, no, this person, I don't have to testify in this case and I don't have to provide documents in that case and all this other stuff because he used to be president or because he was president at the time. And the issue of exactly how rich he is relative to others is less important. So to some degree, many of Trump's businesses are struggling. Trump makes a ton of money from other things as well, licensing and different things. A lot of his hotels aren't doing so well. The property values, some have suffered. There's no doubt about that. But the right is pointing to this and saying, you guys on the left were saying Trump was taking advantage of his position to make money, and he didn't really make money. No, he did. He still made $1.6 billion. It's just relative to the other 400 richest Americans, he comparatively fell slightly behind. $400 million a year while president is your full-time job is still very, very solid. Now, the other question is, has he been honest about his wealth all along? Did he ever really have? I think at one point he was claiming 3 or 4 billion. Who the hell knows? That's another question altogether. He's not an honest guy, that we know. But let's not read more into this than what we actually should, which is Trump did extremely well while being president, even though he said it was bad for him financially to be president. 1.6 billion is pretty good. But some other even richer, mostly men, but people, did even better than Trump. That's fundamentally what it comes down to. We don't really need to read too much more into it. One of our sponsors is CuriosityStream, the only subscription streaming service dedicated to documentaries. If you're like me, you're always watching documentaries. You want to find the best ones. And CuriosityStream is really a must-have. CuriosityStream has a better selection of documentaries than Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. I just finished watching Wasteland, about a landfill on the outskirts of Rio in Brazil, where men and women sift through garbage in order to try to make some money. It's horrifying, but extraordinarily well done. They always have the newest and most critically acclaimed titles. When you're looking for good documentaries, use the streaming service that specializes in documentaries. That's why I use CuriosityStream. They have documentaries on politics, economics, history, technology, psychology, everything. If you love documentaries, you've got to have CuriosityStream. You will see what I mean when you start using it. When you go to curiositystream.com/Pacman, you'll get 25% off a subscription, which comes out to just $15 a year. The link is right underneath this video.